I want to talk to you about the early paycheck request. How do you access your money real fast this year? And I want to share with you a few hacks and tips to really get your cash a lot faster. Okay. So here's an overview I want you to really pay attention to. So when we talk about early paycheck request, you got to think about the fact that payday never seems to come soon enough, especially when bills pile up or emergency occur. I mean, we've been there, done that. It's really what it is. Now, there is a way to actually get paid a little early. So that's where early paycheck requests come in handy. So when we talk about early paycheck requests, we're talking about the rise of fintech apps, okay? And you also have online banking platforms. So you're not really getting this from Navy Fed or Citibank. So this is not something to really actually request when you go to a traditional financial institution. You got to go through a fintech app or online banking platform, okay? Now you can get paid before a payday, that's for sure, not a problem. And so you have innovative solutions nowadays that really allows you to get your cash a lot faster. So basically, you are able to change the process. So if you're getting paid, let's say 2 weeks, 2 or 3 days from now, you have the ability to get paid today, so that you can actually enjoy your cash a lot faster to take care of whatever needs to be taken care of in the first place. Now, the thing is that for that to happen, you got to go to the specific app, and the app has to make sure that you have a direct deposit. If you don't have direct deposit, you cannot really have this paycheck advance. So we're talking about ACH, for instance, automated clearinghouse for transferring funds, and also you got to have a direct deposit, or you got to have a way where your employer has to be a quote unquote valid employer, like in the eyes of the app. So when you think about paycheck advance, you got to have a fintech, or you got to have an online platform. So what is a paycheck advance really? Now, a paycheck advance, aka a payroll advance, is basically a short-term solution where an employer gives you a portion of your earned wages before your official payday. So when you think about it, it's a bridge between your current financial needs and your upcoming paycheck. So a paycheck advance should not be confused with a payday loan, because a payday loan is a type of cash advance that involves borrowing money from a third-party lender. In this case, you're not borrowing money from a third-party lender. So the loan principal is based on wages you have yet to earn. Interest is usually quite high. On the other hand, a paycheck advance involves getting early access to money you have already earned with little to no interest due. The amount is simply subtracted from your next paycheck. Is a way to make sure your financial needs are met without risking your financial health and credit. So that's kind of cool. And the process is easy and involves minimal paperwork. Unlike traditional loans, there are no lengthy approval processes or credit checks, making paycheck advances a preferred option for many. Boss, welcome back to the show. It's really a pleasure to have you here. Make yourself comfortable. You are going to enjoy today's conversation. Actually, early paycheck request. What are the benefits of getting a paycheck advance? Let's really go granular here so we have a clear idea. So if you want to get paid as you work, paycheck advances provide an attractive option. So you are able to help avoid overdraft fees. You have a financial flexibility. You have empowerment and control. You have credit score improvement. That's really good. And let me break it down for you. When I talk about avoiding overdraft fees, one of the primary benefits of accessing your paycheck early is avoiding potential overdraft fees. So traditional banks like JP Morgan Chase, Wells Fargo, and Axis Bank, they often charge hefty fees if you overdraw your account. With paycheck advances, you can make sure your account stays above the threshold, and you also have a financial flexibility. So life is really unpredictable, and basically waiting for ACH transfers can cause stress in some cases. So whether you face, let's say, unexpected medical bills or an emergency car repair, you can actually early access to your wages gives you a financial flexibility and helps you handle unforeseen expenses with ease. And I'm talking about you feeling good about yourself or not feeling good about yourself. The financial flexibility that comes with a paycheck advance is really instrumental here. You also have empowerment and control. So you have platforms such as Earning, for instance, lets you get paid as you work and provide tools to help you build your financial health and keep your financial momentum. So this is kind of cool. So you just want to have a little bit of help to actually be in control of your financial future. And credit score improvement also is another great improvement. So accessing a paycheck advance can improve your credit history. When you have the funds to pay bills on time, you avoid late payments, which can really impact your credit score. So paying your bills on time is a significant factor in how your credit rating is actually calculated, whether it is at TransUnion, Equifax, or TransUnion. TransUnion, Equifax, or Experian. Plus, I want to quickly remind you of today's topic. We are having a conversation about early paycheck requests, and I'm sharing with you a few hacks to really have a better idea about the whole situation here. Now, I want to talk to you about 4 ways to get your paycheck sooner. So we're talking about, see, when we talk about getting access to your earned wages, there are plenty of ways, right? But in today's conversation, I want to really zero in on 4 that can really help you out, okay? So we're talking about getting your earned wages, getting access to your earned wages without relying on costly and predatory loans. Predatory loans, we're talking about payday loans and so on and so forth. So the first thing you want to do if you want to get your paycheck sooner is direct deposits. Direct deposit is kind of cool. And see, when we talk about direct deposit, it doesn't matter where you are at. It doesn't matter about your states. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter your niche. It doesn't matter your company. It doesn't matter how early you work at the company, right? It's not about seniority here. It's about direct deposit. Direct deposit actually relies on what? Electronic deposit. So direct deposit speeds up the payment process, making funds available sooner than a traditional paper check. So what you want to do is with your company right now, if you're interested in getting your paycheck sooner, you want to enroll in direct deposit and your paycheck goes straight into your account. So no need to stop by the bank. This is kind of cool. And the cool thing is that some direct deposit processes are even faster. So you are able to get your cash a lot faster. And that's really good. Now, obviously, you might have to talk to your HR, to your HR department, and make sure that you understand what the rules are for your specific company. Because when it comes to direct deposit, you have the ability to split your direct deposit too. You can actually have 100% of your direct deposit that goes into one account, or you can say, you know what, I want my direct deposit to go into up to four accounts. This can be 2 checking accounts and 2 savings accounts. It's all about flexibility. But if you are looking for early paycheck request, then the first step you want to have is direct deposit. The second thing you want to do is to use the Fintech app. Basically, as I said a little earlier, if you are looking for early paycheck request, you're not getting that through a traditional bank. You're not getting that through a traditional credit union. You got to use a Fintech app. Now, Fintech app are pretty good because they actually combine the technology with finance to actually give you let's say a competitive legwork, if you will. And when we talk about the Fintech app, we're speaking about financial technology app. You have a lot of them. We have covered Fintech apps on this show, so you are able to get a lot of Fintech app. It really depends. So you have earning, you have close. You have a lot of them, okay? And so basically, platforms like Earning offer features that grant you access to your earned wages before a payday. And all you have to do with the thing is, simply because you download a Fintech app doesn't mean that you are getting access to your cash right away. Basically, when you download a Fintech app to your mobile phone, you have to make sure that you link your bank account. You got to provide employment details, and you are able to access your money on demand. But you got to provide your employment details. And sometimes those Fintech apps, they'll ask you more granular questions. They might ask you how long you've been working for the company, how much you're making. Obviously, if you link your bank account, they're seeing your cash inflows and cash outflows anyway. So they know, give or take how much money you will have within a certain period. But what's really interesting is that you are actually helping sort of preserve your credit score, because you're not going to have overdraft a lot faster because you have technology helping you, because those Fintech apps have a sort of a sophisticated algorithms that can really predict if you are going to have a cash shortfall or a cash excess. So this is really good to really think about. So the first thing to get your paycheck sooner, the first thing to do is direct deposit. You want to set direct deposit. The second thing you want to do is you want to use a Fintech app. The third thing you want to do is to talk to your employer. I think I was saying this a little earlier when I said, you know, you have to actually make sure that HR, you have to get the blessing from your HR department to make sure that you are basically doing the right thing. Some employers partner with fintech solutions to offer early wage access to their employees. So you want to check with your HR department to see if such options are available. I mean, nowadays, a lot of companies are seeing the importance and the growth and the growth in popularity of fintech apps, and they're willing to actually have such a service for their employees. So if you are lucky to work for a company that has this service in-house, that's really good. I mean, you have the ability to have access to a good I would say scalability process, and you also want to and this is the fourth way to get your early paycheck request approved. You want to stay updated on the latest solutions. See, when we talk about fintech apps, you have to really understand that there have been rapid advancements in the fintech sector. So you constantly have new solutions and features that are constantly being introduced. And so you want to stay informed and leverage those tools to manage your personal finances effectively. This is kind of cool. And when we talk about the fintech apps, we're not just talking about just an app, right? A lot of those fintech apps, they are actually they actually partner with traditional banks, so your money is actually safe anyway. And but those banks, I mean, those apps are run in such a way that they are basically trying to get things done seamlessly without actually risking without increasing their risk levels, without exposing too much of their credit risk. At the same time, they're also providing a service to you, and that service has to be compensated. So just be aware that if you are going to go through a fintech app to have an early paycheck request, you're going to have to maybe pay a fee. And this can be $2, $3, or in some cases, they might want you to really give a tip. Either way, there has to be a cost associated with this transaction. This is something you need to be aware of. Alternatives to getting your paycheck before payday. Obviously, if you're having financial problems, every now and then you want to think about strategies, right, to get your paycheck before payday. Now, an early paycheck can be a great solution, but exploring other options before you make a decision is always a smart move. Now, let me give you some alternatives so you have a clear idea what to do before you actually understand whether or not this is a great option for you. So you have a personal loans, for instance, and you also have borrowing from savings. Now, let's first explore the first part, personal loans. Now, credit unions and online banks offer a short-term personal loans that can really help you bridge the gap between paydays. And the cool thing is that these loans offer, they often have flexible repayment plans and lower interest rates compared to payday loans, making them a viable option for emergency funding. So if you are finding yourself in a situation where you are thinking about emergency funding, a personal loan could be a great solution. Now, a personal loan, if you are approved, will give you access to cash that's way more than what you can get through your early paycheck request. You also have an ability to borrow from savings. So if you have a savings account, you can consider transferring funds to your checking accounts to cover immediate expenses. Now, remember to replenish the savings once your paycheck is deposited. You can also tap into your CD. So when we talk about savings, you can tap into your CD, your certificate of deposits, or other forms of savings to actually make sure that you navigate the short-term cash shortfall that you are experiencing. It's all about managing the short term so that you can survive in the long run. And if you have a good relationship with your bank or credit union, they can actually grant you a small amount as an emergency payday loan or emergency payday. And when you get a payday loan from a bank or credit union, the fees, the conditions are less harsher. They are less harsh than what you would usually get if you were to go to a traditional payday lender. So explore that. Explore opportunities that you may have through your credit union before thinking otherwise. Another way to actually get your paycheck sooner actually is in terms of alternative here, we are talking about overdraft protection. And when we talk about overdraft protection, we are talking about you having a relationship with your bank or credit union, right? It's all about the relationship that you have. It's all about how long you've been with them. It's about your tenure. It's all about how many cases of overdraft. How many times you have overdraft? You have overdrawn your account. Some banks offer overdraft protection, allowing you to overdraw your account to a specific limit without getting hit with hefty overdraft fees. In either way, it's also important, even if the bank actually has this system in place, this overdraft protection system in place, it's always important for you to ask yourself, why are you overdrawing your account that often and that much? And you got to really ask yourself, is it because you're living beyond your means, for instance? Is it because you need to maybe rearrange how you actually think about overdraft in general? Is it better to have maybe apply for a personal line of credit? So you have all kinds of possibilities that can really help you understand why you're basically overdrawing your account and how you can do to actually make sure this doesn't happen. This doesn't happen again. Okay, and you can also think about emergency funds. You always want to try to maintain an emergency fund and think of it as a financial cushion, making sure you are prepared for unexpected expenses. Stuff happens in this life, and you will be hit every now and then with an emergency. And if you don't have an emergency fund, some people call it rainy day cash. So no matter how you call it, you always want to be prepared, right? This is how you actually make sure that you look at your cash inflows and cash outflows. So bottom line here is that when we talk about an early paycheck request, we are talking about you actually first studying whether it makes sense to get paid before a payday, making sure that you link your bank, you actually hook up, if you will, with a Fintech app, and then you actually have to think about having linking your bank account. Okay, so there are a lot of benefits of getting a paycheck advance. You can help avoid overdraft fees. You have financial flexibility. You have empowerment and control. You have credit score improvements, and that's kind of important. And if you want to actually get things a lot done faster, please go through direct deposit, use the Fintech app, talk to your employer. It's always important to see what's available within your company, and you always want to stay updated on the latest solutions in terms of what works and what doesn't work. Thank you so much for your attention. I really appreciate it. In today's conversation, we talk about early paycheck request, and I give you the overview, and now I'm doing the recap. Thank you so much. God bless you. I will see you next time. Until then, remember, stay marvelous.